All right there, guys. How we doing? We're going to go ahead and get started with today's 50-50 class. Once again, all we're going to need is pretty much some heavy weights, some medium weights if you think you might want to drop down at any point. But to get us started, we're going to give us those arm circles, and we're going to pedal those feet, whether that means we're fully picking up those feet or really just pedaling those heels up and down, whichever is fine. But we want to get that full body movement, so don't let those feet just stay idle and planted. Let's get those feet moving. That's true all days, but especially true today. And once you guys, again, we're starting small here and we're going bigger, ultimately getting to a full rotation, taking a few reps there, and then coming back down nice and small before we switch to our backwards. Again, it's important to get that full mobility going through that shoulder, but in a safe manner. Obviously, we're just doing free weight right here, so that's okay. Don't feel you need to overspeed it if that feels like too much, but let's work on getting some movement in that shoulder. Right there, we should be headed back to center. Let's start going backwards, doing the same thing, starting nice and small, getting bigger progressively. Again, just working on that different mobility piece, seeing where we can improve. Aaron, hi, nice to see you. In case you missed it, just heavyweights should be needed. Carol, hi, I think that's you. Nice to see you guys both make it in. We should have taken a few reps here at the top. Let's get that down nice and small. Keeping those arms out. Give me those hamstrings. And give me that chest opener. While we're doing that chest opener, guys, really focus on that chest actually trying to open. It's helpful to combat those rounded shoulders we might experience throughout the day from maybe sitting at a desk, as well as it's good to activate those upper back muscles, especially those ones between the shoulder blades. That's what we're really targeting. Get them going, both for today's class as well as for life, because those tend to be the opposite muscles that tend to be weakened if we get those rounded shoulders. Right there, guys, we're going to go ahead, transition into a squat. And from now on at the top, give me a calf raise as well. When it comes to the heart, our lower leg muscles, those muscles below the knee, super important, the calf especially, because it helps transport blood back up to the heart, so we don't ever want to ignore those either in warm-up or throughout training. But in case we don't have calf raises or any other ankle movement throughout the day, making sure we at least get them in the warm-up is crucial. And right there, guys, you're going to give me some high knees or just some nice slow marches. Again, just working on those hip flexors, getting some base support. We'll get ahead. High knees or marches. Lori, nice to see you in as well. Just a reminder, guys, heavyweights should get us through most of today if needed. Medium weights can be available in case you ever feel like you want to drop down. From those high knees, guys, go ahead, spread those legs out for me. Give me some side shifters from one leg over to the other, trying to get a stretch on that long leg, or the interior muscles, those adductors. If we ever feel like maybe that glute activation is a little too much, feel free to come on up, stretch, come on up, and return. But if we're able to stay down, like I said, that's a great way to get our glutes activated as well, get them warmed up. Right there, guys, go ahead. Give me some Spider-Man stretches, 5 to 6 seconds on each side, focusing on those hip flexors. Alternating a couple times each leg. And come up, guys, for me. Give me some of those hip openers. Same thing, but opposite direction. Bring those legs inwards. Right there, guys. Feel free to shake it out a little bit more. But go ahead, grab me a drink of water. We're going to be here back in about a minute to start us off. As you guys are coming on back to me, I'm going to have you grab those heavyweights right away off the bat to start. You're going to be giving me shoulder press, nothing fancy. We're going to start those here in just a few seconds. Reminder, guys, always wait for caution. If you ever feel yourself extending that low back to get those weights up, give me that stagger stance just to protect the spine, take some loading off of it. Even if you don't feel that, always a safe thing you can do, just as a precaution, because we're here to get better and healthier, not injured. But guys, you're going to go ahead and start this in 3, 2, and begin shoulder pressing. Again, nothing fancy. I just want you guys to be giving me some nice time under tension, not throwing those weights up. Whenever it comes to strength, we really want to control the weights, especially when it comes to this sensitive joint right up here, the shoulder, more susceptible to injury. So let's keep unnecessary momentum forces away and keep all that tension on the muscle. We're not having our elbows all the way out here. Sometimes we can. That would stimulate the side deltoid maximally, but sometimes people might feel a little impingement in that shoulder. So we recommend having that arm out at a 45-degree angle. Still getting that deltoid working. Maybe taking a little pressure off of that shoulder. Right there, you guys. Stop for me. Staying in that stagger stance. Hinge at the hips for me. Give me some rows. Go ahead right there, guys. Give me rows. As always, pinch those shoulder blades together. Before you even start to bend your elbow and pull it back, once those shoulder blades are nice together, then you start driving that elbow to the sky, slight pause at the top, controlling on the way down, and repeat. That shoulder blade motion is extremely important for us to pull it together. Again, that's big postural muscle, big stability muscle for this torso, keeps us upright, keeps us well balanced so that our chest is not dominating the front of our body by pulling everything forward. Guys are giving me 5, 4, 3, 2. I want us going back to shoulder press, guys. Same thing as before. You guys can give me either a nice control movement. Otherwise, what I'll recommend is counting down for yourselves at home. 6 seconds down on the way down. I'll do the first couple reps for you just to get you the count. We're going back to shoulder press in 3, 2, and begin. So normal up, down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up, normal, down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue on there, guys. Once again, that's 6 seconds down, completely optional. If you think the weight is acceptable, maybe if it's starting to feel a little too heavy, we get rid of that 6 seconds. And the reason we're doing that is because you are 40% stronger on that eccentric, or in this case, that down motion. So we want to take advantage of that extra strength by giving it some extra time under tension in that range of motion. Try to give me one more rep, everybody. And then I want everyone up at the top, lower, so that those arms are parallel with the floor. And I want you to have holding right here, holding right here. Great time to check that spine posture. Make sure we're not overarching our low back to keep that posture, keep everything from our shoulders to our hips nice and stable. You're holding here, guys, for 2 and 1. Right there, guys. We're going to go back into these rows. Same thing. If you guys want to do a 6-second down, you can start up at the top like this, down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up normal, down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, completely optional, just taking advantage of that eccentric. But even if we're not doing that 6 seconds, I still want us to be getting a pause at the top when those arms are pulled back as far as they can, just to give us that nice maximal contraction stimulation for a little bit. While we're here, guys, making sure our spine isn't as much of an angle downward. We'd rather keep that spine straight if that means you're standing up a little straighter. But guys, I want everybody holding at the top right here, holding at the top with those arms. Again, great time to check that spine alignment. Maybe trying to keep your neck in a neutral position so that if you're naturally in your natural neck position, once you look in a certain direction, that's where your eyes should be. If they start to wander, that might be a sign to check your spinal position. Releasing in 3, 2, and 1. Guys, you can set those weights down or keep them, completely optional here, because our next activity we're going to go into are just some squats. And actually, I'm going to recommend putting the weight down for this first round of squats, because I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to go a little bit faster if you want to. If it's body weight, that means it's just our bodies, and if our knees, hips, and ankles feel comfortable with it. But guys, nothing special with these squats. In 3, 2, and you're just giving me some normal squats. Right here, what I want you to focus on is getting pressure through those heels. Keeping those knees wide, not letting them cave in. And again, without those weights in our hands, it's really just body weight. Great time to practice any power speed movements to get the heart rate going a little bit more. So if you want to go a little bit faster, our hips and our knees, our low back and our ankles feel okay with doing it. I'm okay if you guys do it as well if you want to go a little bit faster with these squats. Now's the time to do it. Or just keep it nice and normal. Nothing wrong with either decision. You're getting the same amount of volume, time regardless. 10 more seconds. If you're going speed, see if you can't go just a little bit faster for the next 5, 4, 3, 2, and break right there, guys. Bring it in with me. Give me some side lunges. These ones can also go a little bit faster if we're not moving the weights at home, whether that means dynamic like I was just doing, or feet planted and going. And of course, guys, option to go normal speed, but go ahead, start right here, right now. If we are taking this normal speed, let's really focus on pressing through that heel, squeezing the glute to come up. If we're going a little bit faster, you might find yourself inching forwards onto the front of your toes. That's probably going to happen. That's okay. But try to mentally control getting that weight back into those hips while still maintaining balance. Basically what I'm saying is, instead of having the weight on the front of the toes, let's see if we can get them into the middle of the feet more, maybe not all the way to the back of our heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right there, guys. We're going to go ahead. You're going to give me some curtsy lunges, which is going to be one leg behind the other. Lunge, lunge. These ones, let's take them nice and slow, or at least normal speed. If we're not comfortable with those, other option we have is just a nice backwards lunge. Go ahead and start that right now. And then, guys, if we're doing these curtsy lunges, again, that back leg is wrapping behind that front. Try to keep those hips nice and level with the ground, avoid letting that dip. And that's the same thing if we're going backwards as well. Trying to avoid that angle down. Everything stays nice and center. How we do that is we have to focus a lot of attention on our glute of that working leg. That glute medius is really what kind of helps us out there, guys. It helps adduct our legs, keep our hips up like that. So again, just making sure we're not losing our balance, tilting this way. Try to keep everything nice and level, as if you're holding onto a pole going straight up into the sky. You guys are giving me 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax right there. We're going into skaters here. Skaters, and we got a water breath. Right here, guys, you're already in with me. I want you guys to get your balance first. After you get your balance, you can focus on either going farther or going forward. I want you guys to practice getting that balance for those first reps and then deciding if and how of those two options you would like to progress at home. If you're going for distance, you're probably still not going that fast, but you have to contract a lot more versus if you're going nice and quick, you're probably not going to be able to check for that balance, but you'll be able to get that heart rate up a little bit more. 10 seconds for me here, guys. Then you get a nice water break. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right there, guys. Take a rest. Grab some water. Sipping it. While we're sipping, let's keep those feet moving. No need to let those feet plant for the blood to pool down there. Really stay active, guys. Again, back in a second. All right, guys, as you're coming on back to me, you're going to be giving me next activity, jumping jacks or side jacks. Same thing, if we're doing those full-on jumping jacks, let's get those legs far apart, arms wide out, touch them at the top, come back in. Or if we're stepping out to the side, let's get a nice long step, turn, come back in, repeat. You guys are going to go ahead and start that in 3, 2, and 1. Again, these side steps give you a less of an impact. If we're worried about our knees, ankles, or hips, this is definitely an okay. Maybe we start off a little shallow like this, but then let's see if we can't progress out to the sides a little bit more. You're giving me 10 seconds here, 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to transition right there, guys. 1 of 2 options here. You're either going to give me squat jumps. Again, utilizing that down period to reload, catch at the knees with knees bent. Don't catch yourself with straight knees. So we're jumping. If we don't want to do that, we're going to find a wall here. We're going to give me a wall sit regardless. Time is 40 seconds. Starting here in 3, 2, begin right there, guys. If we're on this wall sit, make sure our toes or our feet are far enough forward so that we're not knees over toes. At the same time, these legs, thigh muscles right here, nice and parallel with the ground. Avoid having those knees come in. Arms stay off the legs. Maybe they pedal. I know you guys like to do that sometimes. Keep pressure through the heels, guys, but you're all giving me another 10 seconds. Of course, if you're jumping, you're keeping pressure through the balls of your feet. That's helping with impact absorption as well. 3, 2, and break right there, you guys. We're gonna go ahead, find ourselves down on the mat. I want you guys to go ahead, grab me your heavy weights. In 6 seconds, you're gonna be giving me alternating chest presses. Go ahead, start that right now. One thing I want to say is while we're doing these alternating chest presses, that offhand is resting at the bottom, not the top. The reason why is we don't want any extra weight going through our elbow joint. But while we're down at the bottom, let's see if we can't keep those elbows off the ground. That means we're staying contracting, keeping tension on that chest muscle, as well as those triceps. Guys are giving me 10 seconds right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and I want everybody's hands up top and start giving me some chest flies right there, guys. Right away, right into those chest flies. Again, controlling on the way down, getting a nice contraction to have us come back up. Enjoy that stretch at the bottom too. That's the benefit of controlling those weights, is you can feel that eccentric contraction, which is basically a way to say that your muscles are stretching while also contracting. And it's one of the better ways to improve flexibility. 3, 2, and break right there for me, guys. I want everybody facing down on their mats. You guys are gonna be right here. Find Supermans for me, or Superwoman's, which again means our thighs, our knees are off the ground, chest off the ground as well. Arms can be down by our sides or out in front like that. Out in front will be harder, but you guys have 45 seconds for me. Go ahead and begin. I'll give you guys some updates every 15 seconds. Your first 15 seconds is right here, guys. Take this opportunity to make sure that our knees are as high off the ground as we can be. That means contracting our glutes and our low back. And then our arms are as high off the ground as they can be as well as that chest, which requires that low back, as well as some of those scapular muscles. Those are important when we do those Y activities in some of our other classes. You guys, you have less than 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and I want everybody right there, guys, to transform into this plank position. 3, 2, and begin. While we're here, you guys, we're making sure that our shoulders, hips, and ankles are in a line. Maybe our hips are a little higher, but that's the position we want. That's your first 15 right there, you guys. First 15 are right there. That's your 30 seconds. 30 seconds, 15 to go. Check that position. Make sure our hips are where they want to be. Pulling in towards the spine for these last 5, 4, 3, 2, and you guys go ahead right there. Relax. I want you guys to find your water. Bring it to you. Have it down at the side, and you're taking sips throughout this period. But right here, I want you guys in kind of a lunge position, and we are rotating into, well, we're stretching our hip flexors, which means we're leaning forwards. If we need a little bit more of a stretch, feel free to rotate or even lean into this top leg. But we're stretching. We're focusing on this hip flexor right back here. Again, the other alternative for this activity is those Spider-Man stretches that we do. But we're going to go ahead, switch to the other side, doing the same thing. Right there, guys, I want you to take it on down to the mat. Spread your legs for me, reaching right down to the center. Off to the left leg. Over to the right leg. Give me one more time back down to center for me, guys. From there, I'm going to have you guys put one leg forward, wrap around that other leg, squeeze it in, focusing on that glute. I know sometimes we like to get that spinal twist in there. We're okay with that as well. Right there, guys, go ahead. Give me the same thing on the other side. Switch it on over. Right there, guys. Let's go ahead, stand on up. We'll finish on up here. Give me a nice, just bending at the hips, hamstring stretch. Maybe you touch your toes, maybe you cross your arms. Really just let yourself unfold here a little bit, or maybe fold into this stretch. It's okay to let that spine elongate as well. Right here, guys, I'm going to have you come on out of it. To do that, I want you to put your hands as far down your shins as they can go. Trace them on up to your knee to extend the low back. Then we're going to extend at the hips. Let's find ourselves at the wall. Give ourselves a nice chest stretch here. And right there, guys, let's go ahead, reaching on over. Same thing. And from there, guys, you're going to come back towards me. Going to do our four-way neck stretch. First, take your chin, dip it down to your chest to stretch the back of our neck. From there, guys, I'm going to have you raise it back up. Opposite direction, tilting our heads back, chin to the sky, stretch the front of our neck. And right there, guys, return to center for me. One ear, same side shoulder. Stretch the sides of our neck. And right there, raise it up. Same thing, other side.